We've all been there many times, moments where everything seems to be falling apart. You check your email, no reply from the job. You check the group chat, nobody wants to hang out. You check your phone, that person didn't text you back. You send out prayers, and you feel like the whole world is against you. And then moments where the dark thoughts start to creep in. Is God against us too? Today I want to speak to you directly about what carrying that heavy burden of feeling like the whole weight of the world is on you, what that can do to your hearts, and how you could actually see with the help of the Bible. I found something pretty profound that changed my entire aspect of, is God truly for us or against us? There's this powerful verse within the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 31. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? Listen to that. If God is for us, who can be against us? This doesn't just sound like some simple quote you slap on whatever IG story and then go about your way. This is something that you actually have to take a genuine approach to trying to rationalize as well as apply to your life. Think about it. The creator of the universe, the one who painted the sunsets, the sunrise, the one who drew stars in the night sky, is for you. It's not against you. He is for you. And it's hard to sort of rationalize that at times because we feel like, oh yeah, okay, I understand God's for me, but what does that actually mean? I remember I had a same instance where I was thinking the same thing. This was back around 2 years ago where I just finished university. I didn't know what the next steps were. Didn't know how I'm gonna maintain and get a job. I didn't know where I would be in terms of my financials, my mindset. Always been focused on someone that's trying to go, but I tried relying it on doing it myself. I've come to understand now you can't always do things by yourself. You have to give it up to God sometimes. You have to put your faith in Him. And that's what I did. I trusted in His faith. I trusted in His divine intervention. Because then, that's when I truly realized, after I tried everything myself, I realized that I can't keep the weight of the world up by myself. I have to give it up to God. Now you might be thinking, if God is for us, why does it feel like He's against us at every working point? There's another powerful verse that comes to mind, just to help explain that. John chapter 15 verse 18. Jesus tells us, if the world hates you, know that it hated me first. Know that it hated me first. Friends, do you know what this means? Do you know what this verse means? It goes to show you that you will face resistance, you will face troubles, but you can take heart because God has went through the same thing. He's not telling you to fight this alone. He has shown you that He Himself has been persecuted. If you're facing troubles, you're facing opposition, you feel like whatever you try is not going your way, it's alright. But as long as you continue trusting and allowing God to help you, it'll be alright. So how do you actually apply this teaching and understand it and actually apply it to your current situation? 1. Your struggles don't surprise God. So if you're actually going to try and do everything by yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not allowing God to take action. And you trying to bottle things up and not share it with God and communicate with Him. It's like hiding things from your friends. If you actually want help from your friends, you gotta be honest with them. You gotta share things with them. And 2, like I said before, opposition doesn't mean abandonment. Just because you have the world against you doesn't mean God is against you. Just because you have the world against you doesn't mean God has abandoned you. So there's a thing to understand that it goes both ways. You should acknowledge, 1, you're more powerful when you trust in God, and 2, God has conquered the world and He came and He proved that. So are you going to trust yourself or are you going to trust God? Genuinely, think about it. And 3rd, the timing that you expect God to come and help solve your problems or help you with your problems isn't going to be based on the times you want it. I know it's hard to hear, but you also have to acknowledge that God's timing is different from yours. God doesn't operate in the same space-time continuum that you and I do, but His time is bound by what He has planned for us and what He expects us to do that's in accordance with His plan. And He knows more than us that'll put us in a better position to where we actually need to be as opposed to where we want to be. That's the beauty in it. He's not asking you to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. He's just asking you to seek a beautiful relationship with him, as well as actually find a way to work with him. Don't try and doing things on your own. So what should you do in your current situation where life just feels overwhelming at times? You one, pause, take a breath, acknowledge that God is for me, communicate with him, be able to reach out to him, and trust that he's working even when you don't see it. Just the aspect of communication and trusting that he's working when you don't see it is a big thing. It's an occurrence that you're giving trust in his plan. Like I said before with a friend, if you're sharing your hardships with a friend, just trust they're doing everything in your best interest to help you get out of that dark situation or help get you to where you want to be. So, to you, my friends, feeling alone, overwhelmed, or still questioning the intent of if the world's against you, the world may be against you, but as long as God's for you and I'm for you, you can be able to overcome anything that is thrown your way. As we can see with the verse with Romans, and as we can see within the verse of John, as long as you have the power of the Creator alongside you, you can do and overrun anything that the world throws at you. Hope this helps. Thank you, and God bless.